Hey, have you ever wondered what happens when the carefully curated image of a Hollywood royal starts to crack? Or at least when very vocal observers claim it is.
Yeah.
Imagine this, you are at an exclusive VIP Hollywood party, smiling for the cameras, rubbing elbows with the elite. But the very next day, the photos mysteriously vanish from the internet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that immediately forces you to look past the glamorous facade, right? Like, you have to ask what kind of machinery is operating behind the scenes to make something like that happen.
Stick around to the end, because what I'm about to share will completely change how you think about the business of celebrity friendships. So don't go anywhere, you're about to discover something awesome. But first, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe, because we've got tons of fun coming your way. Let's dive right in.
I am so ready to get into this one. It's a lot.
Yeah, it really is. So today's deep dive takes us into a really fascinating and honestly highly polarized piece of YouTube commentary. We are looking at a video from a channel called the Royal News Network, and the creator of this channel is meticulously dissecting Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's recent appearance at a Netflix event in Montecito.
Yeah, and before we go any further, I just want to establish a very clear baseline for you listening today. The source material we are unpacking is, well, it's intensely opinionated.
Very.
Yeah, it is highly critical of the Sussexes. So our mission in this deep dive is absolutely not to take a side. We're not endorsing these specific viewpoints at all.
Exactly. We're just the messengers here.
Right. Our goal is to impartially unpack the framework this commentator is using. We want to understand what they are arguing about, image control, the intense scrutiny of public behavior, and their broader theories on the ruthless transactional economics of Hollywood.
Yeah, and that impartiality is crucial here, because to even understand this theory of what the channel calls a failing Hollywood experiment, we have to look at the data points this video is stringing together.
We need to set the scene.
All right, let's set the scene. So this was a tastemaker event for the Netflix show Beef, which, as the creator amusingly points out, actually has nothing to do with food.
No, not at all. It's a fantastic, very intense show, but decidedly not culinary. And we should probably define what a tastemaker event actually is, because it's central to the commentator's argument.
Go for it.
So this isn't just a party where people sit around and watch TV. It is a highly strategic B2B marketing mixer. B2B meaning business to business.
Right, it's work.
Exactly. Studios throw these exclusive events and invite people with high cultural capital like influencers, actors, politicians, hoping those guests will organically talk about the show and validate it to their respective audiences.
Which perfectly explains the guest list. It was hosted at the Montecito home of Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos. And the room was heavy-hitting.
Oh, very.
We were talking about Ted's wife, Nicole Avant, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Katy Perry, and the actress Carey Mulligan.
So it's a very specific, highly curated room designed entirely to project industry dominance.
Exactly. But here is the core mystery the video focuses on right out of the gate. The commentator noticed that photos of Harry and Meghan at this specific event were uploaded to the massive photo agency Getty Images, and then mysteriously and repeatedly deleted.
Yeah, the video describes this bizarre digital footprint. Multiple versions of these photos are popping up on the database, and then they're just vanishing completely.
Okay, let's unpack this, because for those who don't know, getting a photo removed from Getty isn't like untagging yourself from an awkward high school photo on Facebook.
No, not at all.
Getty is a global corporate wire service.
Precisely. Wire syndication sites like Getty or Alamy are the actual lifeblood of celebrity public relations. They are B2B marketplaces.
Right.
So a photographer takes a photo, uploads it, and then magazines, tabloids, and news outlets pay a licensing fee to use it. When an image is removed from that ecosystem, it means someone is actively intervening to break a revenue stream.
Which is huge, and the video points out just how incredibly unusual this is. Usually, if you search Duke or Duchess of Sussex on Getty, you get instant, endless results.
Thousands of them.
Yeah. The creator notes that the only other time they've seen a search for the couple yield absolutely nothing was during a specific trip to Jordan. So the question becomes, is this a PR strategy or just a mistake?
Well, what's fascinating here is how the commentator interprets this digital scrubbing. They immediately view it through the lens of narrative control.
Right, like who's pulling the strings?
Exactly. The underlying question they raise is, who has the power and the motive to request these takedowns? Did the publications that bought the photos demand exclusivity? Did Netflix want to control the visual rollout of the event? Or, as the video heavily implies, did the couple themselves intervene because they felt the photos didn't project the exact image they wanted?
It's a huge claim. And before we get into exactly what that image was, I just have to highlight the most surreal moment in this entire source material.
Oh, the trip.
Yes. Right in the middle of this intense forensic takedown of celebrity PR, the creator abruptly pauses the video to pitch their audience on a group trip.
A literal vacation pitch right in the middle of the critique.
Yes. A Royal News Network group trip to Tuscany and Florence. Like, the creator starts talking about 4-star hotels, wine tasting, cheese tasting, olive oil tasting, and making pasta.
It's wild.
They mentioned they need a few people to sign up to secure the dates a year in advance. It is this wild, jarring pivot from, this Hollywood empire is collapsing straight into let's go eat pasta in the Italian countryside.
It is so jarring, but honestly, it actually reveals a lot about the commentary ecosystem itself.
How so?
Well, the business of celebrity critique on YouTube is its own parallel economy. The creator is running a direct-to-consumer business, selling luxury trips, built entirely on the audience they've gathered by critiquing someone else's business.
Wow.
Yeah, it really shows how multi-layered the monetization of celebrity is.
That is such a great point. But okay, back to the party. The creator's argument is that the attempt to control the Sussex narrative goes far beyond just scrubbing digital photos on a server.
Right.
The video argues that this control extends into deeply micromanaged, yet allegedly flawed fashion choices and body language at the event itself.
And the analysis gets extremely granular here. I mean, they treat every visual detail as a deliberate readable text.
Oh, they zoom all the way in. Let's start with the fashion critique. So Meghan is wearing a Heidi Merrick dress that the creator bluntly describes as puke green.
Ouch.
Yeah, but it's not just a color critique. The video heavily criticizes the actual construction of the garment, claiming it was an unforgiving choice of fabric and that she lacked the right supportive undergarments.
They get really specific.
They do.
Yeah.
They then use Carey Mulligan, who's also at the party, coincidentally wearing a dark green outfit, as a deliberate contrast, noting that Mulligan looked fantastic.
Right. And the commentator is using this visual contrast to build a specific narrative. They point out that most guests, including the host Nicole Avant, who even changed outfits halfway through, were wearing dark, understated colors.
Almost blending in.
Exactly. So by analyzing the brightly colored, allegedly ill-fitting dress, the creator is arguing that Meghan is fundamentally on the outside looking in.
Interesting.
Yeah, they frame it as a visual metaphor for someone who is physically inside the Hollywood bubble, but hasn't really mastered its unspoken codes.
Wow. And it goes way beyond the hemline. The body language analysis is where the video goes incredibly hard. The creator describes Meghan in these scrubbed photos as looking dead behind the eyes, while simultaneously exhibiting a forced manic grimace.
They are pointing out a very specific emotional contradiction there.
Right. And to back up this theory, the video compares this specific manic smiling to a previous highly publicized event.
The driving photos, right?
Yeah. They bring up a time when Harry and Meghan were seen driving in the pouring rain in Los Angeles. According to the commentator, they drove way out of their way just to be photographed by the paparazzi right after they were unceremoniously evicted from Frogmore Cottage in the UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the argument presented here is that she deploys this exaggerated beaming smile precisely when things behind the scenes are secretly falling apart.
So they are reading the smile not as an expression of happiness, but as a rigid defense mechanism. Basically, a mask of achievement to hide vulnerability.
Yes. And then there is the critique of physical touch. The commentator zeroes in on photos of Meghan clinging to Ted Sarandos' wife, Nicole Avant.
Right, the hand-holding.
Yeah, the images apparently show them clasping hands, with Meghan leaning in heavily. The creator deems this highly inappropriate. They argue this portrays a deeply insecure woman forcing an illusion of closeness.
And they draw a historical parallel to her time in the UK to establish a pattern, correct?
They absolutely do. The video compares this hand-holding to Meghan's previously reported penchant for hugging Prince William and Kate Middleton.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the creator claims she forces physical touch without checking if the other person is actually comfortable with that level of intimacy, framing it as the behavior of someone who doesn't respect personal boundaries in their pursuit of connection.
And they also extend this critique of awkwardness to her interaction with the Netflix CEO himself.
Oh, the photo with Ted Sarandos.
Mm-hmm.
The commentator says Meghan is slouching, her smile is painfully forced, and they describe the photo as having awkward high school prom energy.
That's a vivid description.
Yeah, they even compare it to a scene out of The Big Bang Theory. The ultimate conclusion is that it's complete and utter social awkwardness masking as high-stakes Hollywood networking.
Right.
Now, let's play devil's advocate for a second here. The creator is zooming in on literally every thread of fabric and every microscopic hand placement. Isn't it entirely possible she was just holding a friend's hand because her hands were cold, or because women often hold hands at parties, rather than it being a symptom of deep, unchecked psychological insecurity?
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, diagnosing a collapsing business empire based on a slouch and a green dress feels like quite a leap.
That is a very valid pushback. And it really highlights the danger of parasocial hyperanalysis, where we assign massive psychological weight to split-second physical movements.
Right.
However, if we connect this back to the commentator's broader thesis, the reason they are doing this is based on how they believe power functions in Hollywood. In this specific elite echelon of the entertainment industry, physical proximity is literal currency.
Taking a photo with the CEO of Netflix is basically a stock prospectus.
Exactly. The commentator believes this isn't a genuine, warm friendship. It is a transactional performance for the cameras. They are arguing that the exaggerated physical touch, like the hand holding and the leaning in, is a deliberate PR strategy to artificially manufacture the visual evidence of power and connection.
To make it look like they belong.
Yes, and they believe she was overcompensating visually because the actual behind-the-scenes financial power is allegedly evaporating.
Mid-CTA.
Yeah.
And hey, make sure to comment below your thoughts, because I love hearing from you. Do you think Hollywood friendships are truly this transactional? And trust me, you don't want to miss the exciting part at the end of the video. It's a game changer. Stay tuned, and let's make this journey unforgettable together.
So, to really understand why the creator is so convinced this physical display is all an engineer illusion, we have to transition from the visual critique to the financial and business claims they bring to the table.
Right. Why does the video think Meghan is projecting this manic illusion of success? Because, according to the source, the behind-the-scenes business reality is fundamentally collapsing. Let's look at the Netflix deal.
Okay.
The commentator claims things are going terribly. They point to the cancellation of Meghan's animated project, Pearl.
Which is a significant data point. I mean, in the streaming industry, when a major platform cancels a project that was highly publicized upon signing, it signals a shift in the perceived value of the creator.
And the video goes further, claiming Ted Sarandos actually unfollowed Meghan on social media and dropped her business. But that immediately begs the question, if the business relationship is dead, why is she at his house for a VIP party?
Right, it doesn't seem to add up.
Well, the creator has a very cynical theory on this. They allege that Ted Sarandos is only allowing this fake, shallow friendship to continue because he's essentially waiting in the wings.
Waiting for what?
He's biding his time, hoping to secure an exclusive blockbuster documentary deal if Harry and Meghan ever break up.
Wow. That is a remarkably bleak view of the Hollywood ecosystem.
Extremely.
But it speaks to the shifting economics of streaming platforms. You know, the era of peak TV, where Netflix handed out massive multi-million-dollar overall deals just to hoard talent, is largely over.
Yeah, the bubble burst.
Exactly. Now, it's strictly about engagement metrics. The creator is positing that Netflix no longer sees them as creative partners capable of producing hit shows, but purely as the eventual subjects of a highly profitable tabloid event. If you can't be the creator, you become the content.
It's ruthless. And the video aggressively refutes any positive PR out there trying to suggest otherwise. Like, they specifically call out recent claims published in Page 6 that Meghan is in high demand for acting roles and that directors are clamoring for her.
Right.
The creator shoots this down completely, stating she is untalented, she cannot convert, and that she brings diminishing returns to any project she attaches her name to.
Cannot convert is the key phrase there. A royal title provides immense cultural capital, right? It gets you on the front page of every newspaper in the world.
Instantly.
Yes. But the video is arguing that cultural capital doesn't necessarily convert into bankable, sustained consumer interest. People might click a headline, but they aren't necessarily watching a 10-episode series.
And the video argues her actual capital might be struggling too. Like, the creator claims that the massive influx of money from Harry's memoir, Spare, is drying up.
Which, I mean, happens with book deals.
Yeah, but they claim that whatever liquid cash they have left is heavily tied up in inventory for Meghan's new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, or ARO as they call it.
Which brings us to the retail side of the critique.
Yes, and the video attacks the narrative around that brand too. They allege the Sussex team flat out lied about Meghan causing a specific Hermes blanket to sell out.
A blanket.
Yeah, the prevailing PR narrative was that simply being seen with the blanket in a video caused a rush on inventory, proving her immense influence as a tastemaker. But the commentator claims they know the true, much lower inventory numbers of that specific item, and that the sold-out narrative is entirely manufactured to fake consumer demand.
And this all feeds back into the central thesis, right? That everything is a mirage. In the direct-to-consumer retail world, manufactured scarcity is a very common tactic.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you only produce 50 items, it's very easy to announce you sold out in minutes. The creator is arguing this tactic is being used to mask a fundamental lack of genuine consumer interest in the brand.
Here's where it gets really interesting. If we step back, it sounds like the creator is describing a Silicon Valley tech startup that has completely burned through its venture capital.
Oh, that's a great comparison.
Right. But instead of admitting defeat, the founders are throwing lavish parties and shaking hands with CEOs to project success to the shareholders. They have to keep smiling so the investors don't panic, even while the servers are literally crashing in the back room.
That is a perfect analogy for what the video is claiming. This raises an important question about how public figures pivot when their primary B2B ventures, like selling shows to Netflix or podcasts to Spotify, begin to stall.
Yeah, what do you do next?
Well, the commentator's ultimate conclusion is that the royal title gets you in the door. It secures the initial massive contracts, but it doesn't make up for a lack of creative execution.
Right. The creator literally says they can't rub two brain cells together to make a functioning business.
Harsh, but right in line with their critique. And when the B2B deals dry up, but the massive overhead costs of a celebrity lifestyle remain, the creator claims they are forced to pivot to what they explicitly call desperate cash grabs. They have to extract money directly from their fan base.
Which brings us to the retreat. The video mentions an upcoming retreat with a seemingly troubled woman named Gemma. The creator claims attendees are paying upwards of $3,000 for hotel rooms that realistically should only cost $300, and that Meghan's presence is the only real draw to justify that markup.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. They frame it as a blatant extraction of cash from devoted fans just to stay financially afloat. They also point to an upcoming tour of Australia, which they claim is already facing potential protests, as another attempt to generate capital.
So when the commentator looks at that specific scrubbed Getty photo of Meghan grinning next to the CEO of Netflix, they don't see a Hollywood power player enjoying a premiere. They see someone urgently trying to signal to the market that they are still viable, still connected, and still wealthy, despite the structural foundations of their empire allegedly crumbling underneath them.
Man, it is a sweeping, forensic, and incredibly harsh assessment of a couple based on a handful of deleted photos and a green dress. Let's do a quick recap of the journey we've been on today. We started with the B2B mechanics of the Montecito VIP party and the mystery of the scrubbed Getty images.
Right.
We unpacked the intense microscopic scrutiny of Meghan's Heidi Merrick dress, her posture, and what the creator analyzed as a manic smile.
Then we examined the theory that in Hollywood, physical touch and proximity are utilized as transactional currency to project power.
Yeah. And finally, we explored the video's broader structural thesis, that the Sussex's entire Hollywood business empire, from the shifting metrics of the Netflix deal to the manufactured scarcity of the lifestyle brand, is resting on a fragile foundation, and that the public displays of friendship are essentially high-end damage control.
And as we wrap up, I want to remind you listening one last time. Today was an exploration of one highly specific, highly critical viewpoint. It is a masterclass in how deeply public figures are analyzed by their detractors.
Definitely.
Every smile, every garment, every handshake is reverse engineered to fit a pre-existing narrative of either total failure or massive success.
It really makes you look at the entire ecosystem of celebrity photography differently.
It does, and it leaves us with something to really mull over. If extreme public scrutiny can interpret a simple green dress or a split-second smile at a party as a definitive symptom of total financial and personal collapse, well, how much of a celebrity's public persona is actually controlled by them, and how much is entirely authored by the audience watching them?
Oh, I love that. Are they writing the story, or are we? That is exactly why we do these deep dives. Exit CTA. Don't forget to subscribe and share this with your friends who'd love this too.